We're out here today on what's been the most beautiful day of spring so far here in New Hampshire. It's only actually the second day. We got the evaporator going behind me, boiling off third batch of sap for this year, and could be the last. It all depends really on what the temps do. The trees are going to start slowing down soon. I hope we've got like another week left in it. If we do, Monday, Tuesday look to be the best days for a sap run, and I'm hoping it happens. But I pulled out the tractor, and I want to talk a little bit about one feature on this tractor that may have saved my marriage, or at least made it easier for me to get a tractor. Let me outline our situation for anybody who might be new to the channel. We live on 10.5 acres in the beautiful Monadnock region of southern New Hampshire, and we have a small farm where we raise pigs, chickens for eggs, chickens for meat, and we have a garden for ourselves. And all around, we just tend to our land. We decided after buying our land in 2016 that we needed to have a tractor to help us with a lot of the tasks that we deal with on the farm from a day-to-day basis, whether that's moving pigs from our truck out to pasture, whether it's moving mulch around, moving dirt into our raised beds, taking care of the driveway, in reality, there's a lot of things on the farm that having a tractor just makes easier for us. So when it came time to buy a tractor, I had done the typical guy thing, and I had nerded out entirely on specs and brands and looking around and trying to figure out which tractor we were going to buy. And Jackie had done the typical not a dude thing and didn't really have any say, just kind of looked to me. And I'm not going to get into the differences between the sexes and genders and things like that. Not the forum for that discussion, but that's just how our situation went. The thing was, I knew that the tractor needed to be easy to use because I wasn't going to be the only person using it. Jackie was going to be using the tractor as well. So a lot of the features that I looked for were features designed to increase the intuitiveness of the tractor, essentially make it easier to use, make it feel more comfortable for the user. And these tractor companies know who's going to be using these tractors. They know that these smaller tractors are not going to be aimed at your larger operators, people that have been using tractors for years. They're going to be aimed at homeowners with smaller pieces of land that might not have had a tractor before. Virtually any subcompact tractor is going to have a set of controls that are easy to operate. You're going to have your loader joystick, which is pretty intuitive. You're going to have the controls to raise and lower your PTO. You're going to have your high and low gearboxes, your four-wheel drive, your PTO on and off switches. They're all going to be really simple, really easily laid out and labeled really well so that the homeowner who is not on this thing every day, not using a tractor or hasn't had a tractor background, when they get on this thing, they're going to feel pretty good about using it. But there's one feature that Kubota has, and to my knowledge, I think they might be the only company that uses it. I'm not sure, I forget when I was doing my research, but it was one feature that I knew would help Jackie operate this machine and be way more comfortable on it. And that is the controversial treadle pedal.
No! God, please, no! No!
If you look here behind me, you will see a pedal that you can push forward to go forward, and then another little pedal behind it that you can push down, and that makes it go backwards. You can essentially put your foot on this if you have a big enough foot and rock it forward or backwards, or just push with the toe of your foot up here to go forward, and then move your foot back and hit with the heel back here to go backwards. Now you might ask yourself, Jack, what is the big deal with this pedal? Why do people have a problem with it? Why is it controversial? And here's the thing. This is not the norm on tractors.
Let me explain something to you. You see, you're not normal.
Most tractors have what's called a twin touch system or a twin pedal system. Essentially, there's two pedals up front, and they're right next to each other, and one makes the tractor go forward and one makes the tractor go backwards. I haven't used it before, so I don't know which does which, but the left one, I think the left one makes the tractor go forward and the right one makes it go backwards. And that system of pedal is what most other tractor manufacturers use. In fact, I'm not sure off the top of my head if anybody but Kubota uses a system like this. So why would I say a pedal like this saved my marriage, or at the very least made it easier for me to convince my wife to get a tractor? The biggest thing about it is that it's super intuitive for a new user. Remember, I said my wife had never used a piece of machinery like this tractor before. It was something that had never really been involved in her life, and for her, thinking about getting a tractor like this, it was a slightly scary thought that she wasn't going to be able to figure out how to operate it. Naturally, I wasn't worried about it because I'm a dude, and dudes just rush headlong into things and don't think about the consequences. But for her, she's a very thoughtful, methodical thinker, and she worried that this tractor would not be something that she would be able to pick up and use relatively quickly. So the biggest reason a lot of people don't like the Kubota system is that it isn't the normal in tractors. And if you're on a Kubota with the treadle pedal, treadle or treadle, if you're on a tractor with that system and you hop onto a tractor with a standard twin touch or, twin pedal or dual pedal or whatever you want to call it, you're not necessarily having to relearn, but it's a different system. It's slightly intuitively different. For us, being new tractor owners, neither of us had an ingrained system in our brains of which pedal does what. And especially for Jackie, it made sense to her, I push forward to go forward and back to go back. It wasn't trying to remember at the outset of getting this tractor, wait, left is forward and right is back, or right is forward and left is back. Combined with the fact that you've got a brake pedal on the left-hand side of the tractor, it makes for a very easy, just hop on it and go. In fact, the day we got this tractor, Jackie, who was 9 months pregnant at the time, was out and about the yard moving mulch around, learning how to use it. Bring your bucket down. There you go. Keep going. Bring your, right there about, Now curl. One of the main gripes you hear is that this treadle pedal system, I'm going to keep just calling it whatever throughout the whole video, doesn't work for people with big feet. And I'm here to tell you that's completely, at least on the pedal that's on the Kubota. There's a few different iterations of this pedal, but at least on the one that's on the Kubota, it's complete garbage to say doesn't work for people with big feet, because I have size 13 feet and it works just fine. I use the front pedal for both forward and backwards. I simply push it down to go forwards, and if I want to go backwards, I hook my foot under the pedal and just lift it up. And it's not hard at all to do. It's really simple to just do it that way. You don't even have to move your foot. Even moving my foot backwards to hit the backward pedal with my heel, not a hard thing to do. So I guess here's what I'm going to say about it. If you don't have a tractor and you're looking to buy a tractor, I wouldn't fret getting a tractor with a treadle pedal, whether it's Kubota or anybody else, if there's anybody else out there who uses this type of pedal setup. I wouldn't worry about it too much at all. If you're coming from a tractor that has a twin touch pedal, like a Deere or a Case, think about it a little bit about going to this treadle pedal setup. But in all honesty, it's so intuitive, I wouldn't have many worries about switching over to a system like this. It can be learned incredibly quickly. What are your thoughts on treadle pedals? Leave them down in the comments below. I'd love to hear them. This being the only tractor we've had so far, I don't really have much of a feeling either way. I've used this and it works fine for me, but I'd love to hear what other tractor owners think, so leave it down below in the comments. As always, folks, thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel, and we'll see you soon. Bye.